folks. So Josh says, I'd love to learn more about giving company introduction presentations that are engaging and not just a general sales pitch. So there's some information here about oral presentations, which have actually really been coming to top of mind for a lot of people in the community over the last couple of weeks, which is not surprising. And then also some thoughts about interviewing subject matter experts to get those, to tease out those details for tailored resumes and project examples. I think that those are perennial concerns here within our community. So I'm curious, let's see, which of us can give like one or two quick tips about how to knock it out of the park with your oral presentations?
Oh, I'd give it to Carrie.
For me, focus on your messaging first. Architect that messaging, have some continuity from proposal through to oral presentation. Even if it's not the same, if it's not the proposal manager working on the oral presentation, have a robust handover to whoever is leading that. If it's an orals coach, bring them up to speed. You don't want to be putting something drastically different in your presentation than your proposal. Obviously, we don't want it to be a repeat, but it can't be drastically different. You want to carry through your win themes. So architecting that message in line with your client's agenda, doing your background research on, who you're presenting to, what roles they have, where they've been before, what relationships you have, and then getting your talk track together. So not a script that you're kind of reading from, but a talk track that you can rehearse as a team and individually. Focus on the handovers, the transitions from speakers, because that's often where people trip up. Practice your Q&A, because that is where people trip up. They can deliver an awesome presentation and then get asked a curveball question by the client and freeze up like a deer in the headlights. And for me, like, do your slides last. Like, don't do them first.
Oh, that's a nugget. Like everything else that you've talked about up until this point, I've heard before, but do your slides last? Brilliant. Yes, because if you're okay, there's lots of reasons. I'm sure everybody here can extrapolate why you might want to do that. And maybe we can have a conversation about that in the community. I agree wholeheartedly. And Carrie, it has been an absolute delight to have you here. The oral presentation part is spicy, regardless of whether you're in the tech industry, architecture, engineering, and construction, whatever domain you happen to be in. Those oral presentations can make or break your entire process, right? And so I think measuring their success is also super important.
I have a little story there if we have time.
Yeah. We got a couple minutes. Go ahead.
So coached a team for an oral presentation. This was many years ago. Team were doing really well, confident, went into the presentation, did a debrief, an internal debrief call afterwards, and they're like, I don't think it went so well. I was like, oh no, why not? We get the no thanks from the client the next day, so pretty instantly. I went to the debrief with the salesperson. Yeah, your proposal was great, presentation was going great, and then we noticed your operations director had fallen asleep.
Oh,
that is.
And what had happened, he was on a crash diet in the days before, like, intermittent fasting was a thing. He just wasn't eating because he was on a diet, and blood sugar dipped, and he just.
Oh my gosh!
How do you capture that in a?
Yeah,
a win-loss review sheet.
It's not a trackable metric for most of us, that's for sure. So make sure you have a cookie before you go into his head is the TLDR from that, right?